Welcome to another episode of Spirits and Monsters of Old Seattle. We are back. And good news, all of our investigators have successfully survived the attack on the library. In fact, they managed to deal with the situation quite handily on account of all of the preparatory work that they had done. From well-trained guardsmen to ferocious dogs to a very well-trained group of Vatir who solo, took out a dude. The library was perfectly fine. We can probably say the same for our brave investigators, who are almost assuredly also doing just fine and not concerned about, say, Linda Hazard or Catherine Miller, or any of the vast number of enemies they've made over the course of the duration of the show. Yeah, it's probably fine.
In the words of someone I once knew, don't worry about it.
And still no.
I don't know you anymore, Brian.
Phoenix, are you implying I'm just somebody you used to know?
No.
I gotcha. Ah? That was terrible, and I mostly regret it.
Don't lie.
Yeah.
No regrets.
No regrets. That's the name of this mystery. All right. In the wake of the attack on the library, Matthias, Old Agda, and Jeremy have each been extremely busy. Your guard Stefan has been on patrol day and night, and Matthias has assured you that he is making several preparations to respond to those who would seek to harm you and the organization. But the work of the library continues, and despite human affairs, the cities of Ballard and Seattle still need you to protect them from the possible interactions with the Vossen. Matthias has made a rather strange request of you and your companions today. He has asked you to attend a funeral for a stranger. Held at the Seattle Masonic Cemetery on the edge of Broadway Hill, sometimes called the Capitol Hill, in hopes of luring the territory's capital away from Olympia. A few mourners meet in the chilly spring air. A local priest has finished saying a few words, and the pallbearers have begun lowering the casket into the ground. A white-haired older man in a sharp suit watches them lower that casket before giving a small but satisfied nod. He pulls a silver watch from his pocket and checks the time and then nods again, satisfied. Good. All without a hitch. I'm sorry to have to beat you here, but you know what they say? Death waits for no one, not even the undertaker or the casket baker. You know, I've been working on a new name for the profession. Mortician. I think it's got quite the ring to it, and we could... begging your pardon, I'm getting ahead of myself. Most of the folks I chatter at aren't in the habit of talking back, and I tend to ramble a little bit. Let's get out of the cold, sit for a bit, and I can share the nature of the information I provided to your, Mr. Matthias. And with that, Mr. Edgar A. Butterworth offers to buy you lunch and drinks and discuss his recent encounter with what might be a haunted house.
Ooh.
He takes you to a nearby bar, and they work on getting some food, getting some nice beers and ciders, and possibly the strange champagne drink people have been hearing about recently. You apparently mix an orange juice into it. It's been all the rage around town. Important question, and of course I'm going to put you all on the spot for this, knowing none of what was coming up in the adventure. What is your character wearing attending a funeral?
Sofie is wearing maybe a little bit more traditional, conservative clothes. The full dress with a black skirt, black jacket, probably a white shirt, and maybe not her most extensive book skirt. Just, a few pockets for the necessities, like an encyclopedia, but,
Excellent.
Oh, and Yortz has a little black tie on.
Oh, Yortz. He's dressed to impress.
Always.
Phoenix, what's Julian wearing?
Anything he wants. Julian is wearing a black suit, black shirt, black tie. It is black on black on black, which seems like a lot of black, but somehow he pulls it off and makes it look elegant.
And Bill, what is Dr. Jensen wearing to this funeral?
I think Lucius is dressing kind of fairly standard attire. He has kind of normal jacket, vest, and slacks that he normally wears around the clinic. He'll probably have on a darker, like a black overcoat just for the occasion. But he is also... he's still a little wary of events that Matthias are sending us on, so he's going to actually be bringing a shotgun with him slung behind in his overcoat.
Okay, so not even, like, lightly armed for this funeral. He is going in with a full shotgun.
Last time we were sent somewhere to be relaxed and have a good time, and Julian got hypnotized himself with a magical violin, and our point of contact turned into a werewolf. Lucius needs to be ready for anything.
I mean, point of clarification, your point of contact got bifurcated, and the person you met there got turned into a werewolf.
Fair.
So you were brought to a nearby restaurant and bar where your contact, Mr. Butterworth, is happy to cover the cost of food while telling you about what has occurred. He is an undertaker and furniture maker who specializes in coffins. He has quite a booming business out in Centerville and is wishing to expand into Seattle. He's been in touch with a local here about purchasing some property. However, after he had sent the man money, the guy seemed to just vanish and disappear. He traveled out to Seattle to investigate and learned that, of all things, the man he had been talking with apparently went mad, and he and his wife were committed at the insane asylum of Washington Territory.
Oh.
Apparently the man never even owned the home or the property that Butterworth was interested in developing.
Huh.
Now, he acknowledges none of that is particularly unusual or supernatural. However, he found the property in question to already have a house built up on it, although in quite a decayed state. While checking it out, he got a really strange and eerie feeling from it. He wasn't sure how the person he'd been communicating with, Mr. Mario Bruno, had been living here, but he felt uncomfortable just being near this place. He hired a couple of local men to go in and check out the property and see if they could locate the deed. They never came back out. At that point, he made several local inquiries and learned that the house had an eerie reputation and is called the Corbett House due to a previous occupant with a strange and unseemly history. At that point, he made several inquiries and was directed to Matthias and the library.
Do we know what the history is that he referred to?
He is unsure. He had talked to a few people who were in the neighborhood around the house and heard it more as kind of secondhand things. But he suspects if there's a local newspaper, they might have articles or stories about what's happened here.
We'll just look it up on the microfiche, right?
This is pre-microfiche, so you're in Clippingstown.
Pre-microfiche? What is that, the Stone Age?
I mean, thankfully, I know of a Vasan who can help you. He's shaped like a tiny paperclip and wants to assist you with your documents.
I mean, not to downplay the feeling of the local community, but has Mr. Buttersworth reached out to the police to see about the people he's been in contact with disappearing? Have they had anything to say about that?
He had not yet. As someone who's come in from out of town, he is a little worried that if he approaches the police on the matter, they might try and blame him for something.
Never trust the police. He's right. Perhaps we could head to the newspaper office and ask them if they have any ideas about this. We could also perhaps check at the library, though I don't know if they would have anything.
I mean, I would imagine if it's something within the city, the library might have, you would hope, have some pulse on it.
Possibly.
I'm going to take aside Dr. Jensen. Sorry, Sofie, I am leaving you out of this particular conversation.
That's fine.
But I take Dr. Jensen aside, and, you know, when you asked him about the police, he said he was worried that they might think he was... We wouldn't get double-crossed twice in a row, would we? Do you think he could be responsible?
I agree that it seems extremely odd that he is worried that as an out-of-town businessman looking to invest here, that he would be immediately assumed to be the killer, especially that he come here and inquire about that. It seems a little silly, but it does also seem a little odd that people are disappearing from a house and not being seen again.
But what if he's thrown them under the floorboards or something?
Now, I will throw this out there. If you would like to see if he has any spurious motives, you can make an observation test.
May I make an observation test?
You absolutely may.
All right, that will be 9 dice. Two successes on 9 dice.
Okay. He is being completely forthright.
That's exactly what a liar would say.
Not on 2 successes, they wouldn't. So you get the sense that he's genuinely looking to purchase this property in an above-the-board kind of way. He is very concerned that he has just lost all of this money trying to invest in this place and is going to operate at a huge loss. Additionally, as far as that concern around the police, you notice several details about him. You pick up on little bits of his accent. This guy does seem to be someone who travels from place to place a lot. And it is possible he's gotten used to being an out-of-towner, especially someone in a business that is so closely related to death, as being someone who's quick to receive blame.
Then, yeah,
It was just a thought. I'm sure it's fine. We would never get double-crossed twice in a row.
Never.
Most certainly not.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, at this point, as much as it might be unnerving to, if he's a client, then we might as well take a look just to see. It's better for it to be a creepy old house with nothing in it and the guy got scammed than it to be something where it might affect local folk from getting hurt or worse.
Sounds good. All right. So, dear listener, with that, we are going to take a quick pause and handle shopping, as well as figuring out what advantages we want to have for this mystery. Yeah, I promise you don't want to listen to this. It's going to be a while. So I'm going to go run and get some food, and we're going to figure out what kinds of $1.5 million things we're going to buy and definitely forget that we had during the adventure.
We get food?
Yeah.
I want McDonald's!
It's at the bar! Bye! All right. And listener, while for you that was but a moment, for us, that was shockingly quick. We actually flew through our equipment this one time. Thankfully, it helps when you have platinum artist Julian Benavides dropping fat stacks of cash to purchase all your equipment for you.
It's true.
Group, what are we bringing along as far as new equipment onto this mystery?
Lucius will start. Lucius, after the last mystery, Lucius is feeling like he might need a little bit more protection. So he is going to be purchasing. It's going to be purchasing what's called the rugby pads in the Boston Handbook. We're going to flavor it as it's going to be his old soldier uniform, soldier jacket, something to give him a little bit of extra padding, a little bit of extra protection. Hopefully, should something terrible go awry in our adventure.
I mean, what are the odds we meet a giant pig that might try and cut him in half or something?
I don't know, Sofie could turn into a werecat at this point. We never know. Yeah, I see that look on your face, Aaron.
Spoilers, you can't talk about what's coming up with Yorts in this mystery. I mean, hang on, I gotta go change my notes.
And Lucius will also be bringing along some smelling salts too, in case someone passes out, wake them up a little bit quicker.
Sounds good. And Aaron, what is Sofie bringing along?
So I have retained the compass from last time. I think it's from last time, right?
I think that was on your journey out to Norway.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right. And Daddy Benavides has helpfully provided me with a hurricane lantern binoculars and chemical equipment. And with my own money from my allowance, I have, no, I'm kidding. I have bought the hurricane lantern again after the many hurricane lanterns that we have smashed at various times that no longer exist.
I mean, hurricane lanterns are a well-known piece of disposable equipment.
Right. They're essentially a Molotov cocktail, too. So,
I'm shocked we've never used one as such.
I'm really shocked we have never done that.
Noting that down for future endeavors.
I mean, we were in a barn with one, full of hay and also evil stuff. We could have just been smash and just.
You've been in multiple barns.
Multiple barns.
Anytime.
Many barns.
Yep.
We have burned down shockingly little of Seattle so far.
It's true. Have we burned down anything?
You've threatened to burn down Wilderness Heights on at least 3 separate occasions, but haven't done so yet.
Oh, we're definitely burning that place down, but besides that.
And then stamping salt into the earth so that no other sanitariums grow there again.
Yep.
Paid for by Julian.
That's usual.
Speaking of, what has Julian purchased for this mystery with his fat stacks of cash?
So what did I purchase? Everyone else's shit. For myself,
Thank you.
So, for myself, I have purchased a crystal ball, which I am reskinning. You ever seen Elton John?
Once or twice.
You know those glasses he wears? Just big, ostentatious, rhinestone-encrusted glasses? I got myself a pair of those.
Of course you did.
I'm here for it.
That is so perfect.
It's amazing.
Okay.
I like to think that the arms of the glasses are like filigree violins.
And then have little silver J's for Julian on them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now that you're all armed and ready, what advantages are we going into this mystery with? Aaron, what is Sofie's advantage going to be?
Her advantage will be field research because she's currently working on some research for the library about ghosts and how often people's reported interactions with ghosts might be actually attributable to various Vasen versus just strange experiences that don't have to do with that.
Excellent. And Bill, what is Dr. Jensen going to be having as his advantage?
Oh, Lucius is still kind of skeptical about this whole ask. This seems a little blasé for a library endeavor, so he's coming in at this with more. He's looking for a more like naturalistic or scientific answer to what's going on versus if there's something truly supernatural here causing people to disappear. He thinks that there would have been more to go around it. So he's trying to come at this with more of his advantage is a reasoned approach. He's trying to come at this with a more level head and clear thoughts on this, trying to figure out what's going on here.
A shorter version of I don't believe in no ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
And Phoenix.
Yes. Well, I mean, my advantage is I'm me. So Julian's advantage is simply, but I'm Julian.
The greatest advantage anyone can have is being Julian Benavides.
You're not wrong.
All right, so one final question for you all. I believe Aaron had briefly floated this idea. Is there any research y'all want to do at the library into this location?
Yeah, I would want to talk to
Agda
and see if she knows anything about this house and what might have gone on.
Mm-hmm.
If there's something spooky within the actual city limits of Seattle, I feel like she would have the best read on that.
Sounds good. The both of you may feel free. I'm assuming Julian does not want to participate in Research Palooza.
He's
just there
participating
jamming out
when
with the
pet the dog.
Yep.
Strangely enough.
He's there for the big comfy chairs that he can sink into and fall asleep in.
Whilst petting the dog.
I can see that.
Soren's got his big old head on his lap.
No.
Somehow even my snores come across as musical.
Mm-hmm. It's true. Sonorous. So, can I get a learning test from the two of you with a +2 bonus?
Okay.
You know what? After this roll, I'm gonna get my actual dice out. But let's see what the old roll 20 has in store for me today.
Even if you got all successes on whatever you roll, you're going to go get your dice anyway.
Of course I am.
Yeah, that's true.
They are my beloved math rocks, and I didn't buy them for nothing. So, buy/make. Okay. Okay, that was 3 successes on 12 dice.
Should I even roll?
Only if you want to.
Better get rid of those, but better not use these again.
Yep.
No success on 8 dice.
Why, Bill, would you like to push that roll?
No, I have Sofie.
So weird. So, Julian takes a light power nap, getting some dog snugs in the process. The pair of you do some research. You, of course, ask old Agda, do you know about this place called the Corbett House in Broadway Hill? And she has no memory of it. But you spend a while searching through the library, looking at different books, and kind of digging through things. Aaron, you eventually discover an old map book of Seattle, probably from 1875. So
I was literally actually going to say, before Bill said he's going to talk to Agda, I was like, I'm going to go look at map books, because I know we got those.
Mm-hmm. So you find an atlas of Seattle, and there are some various notes on it, talking about things like sea monsters in the Puget Sound, strange sightings in the north of Ballard, and right where the Corbett House should be. It is circled in red ink with the words "Danger Here" written on it.
Oh.
It looks distinctly like old Agda's handwriting.
Agda,
Yes?
are you holding out on us?
Holding what, dear?
Holding your memories of this house that we asked about. It says right
What
here.
house is that, dear?
The Corbett House, Agda. It says right here in the notes that it's dangerous.
Eh? And she wheels her chair over and looks at the map with her good eye. No, I don't recall a house there. I maybe did once. I probably wrote it down because it's dangerous.
That would make sense. That's a great contribution. Acta, thank you. Do you remember anything about the area at all?
No, I can't say that I do. I imagine if there was something memorable, I would have written it down somewhere.
You mean like in your journals or somewhere else in this book?
Oh, I probably would have written it on a map so that I'd remember where it was.
Okay, thank you.
If it was dangerous, Sofie, I would have circled it and written danger here next to it so that you'd know it was dangerous.
Well, good news. We know that it's dangerous, so you
What's dangerous, dear?
Okay, we're gonna go.
Are you going somewhere dangerous?
I give Thorn a piece of cheese and I leave.
I give old Agda, I hand her my flask.
Ah, all right. And she happily takes a nip off of it. Say, son, if you all get back from coming out to somewhere dangerous, remember to tell me where it is. I'll put it on the map book.
We'll do, Agda. I'll make sure Sofie comes in to let you know.
Oh, good. Tell her to bring some more of that cheese along.
Absolutely.
Table talk. Pretty sure Brian wanted us to go to the newspaper place.
Table talk. Brian desperately wanted you to go to old Agda because I wrote in my notes, Agda has circled it and said danger here. She has no memory of doing this.
I have no memory of this place.
Hello, dear listener. It's your host and game master, Brian. Sounds like we're off to the newspapers next. Oh, man. What if, when the characters got there, all the newsboys started singing and doing choreographed dance moves together, like from the movie and stage production of Newsies? Actually, trying to do a big song and dance number off the cuff sounds like it'd be super hard. You'd need to be like an awesome group of GMs and players to just do a spontaneous musical out of nowhere, right? Oh, well, hey. What's this? I actually know a group who does that every single session. The fine folks at RPG Major are not only telling their own RPG actual play story, but they are also creating live, improvised music multiple times per episode. I have never seen them record, but I assume there are also sick dance moves and choreographing that would make the newsies, especially Christian Bale, jealous. Give these singing gumshoes a listen.
RPG Major is an actual play like no other. Private Eyes Mara, scion of sirens, and Aubrey, former fairy queen, solve supernatural mysteries while improvising songs. Sitting on the front porch of your office is a wooden xylophone.
Oh no. We know what xylophones do, Mara. And we're gonna say it at the same time on 3. 1, 2, 3. They turn you into a skeleton and then you play your ribcage like a xylophone.
Bones.
Right?
Right, I agree. I'll sing along. Nope, that would make it worse.
Combining actual play, musical theater, and mystery into one cozy package, it's RPG Major.
RPG Major. Mystery and magic and danger. RPG Major. What'll we solve? What'll we solve? What'll we solve today? Okay. Then that was let's check with the newspaper and see if they have any record of this.
Sure.
All right, so it is a quick trip on the mosquito boats, and you head to Seattle and off to the newspaper. Now, Of course, as local residents, I don't need to tell you, Seattle only today has one newspaper, and it's The Stranger. I know because their slogan is, "We're Seattle's only newspaper." However, historically, we've had several. And our largest one is the Seattle Post-Intelligencer.
Mm-hmm.
They sell daily broadsheets, and their reporters work night and day to capture the news around Seattle and neighboring towns. Now, their building is downtown, not too far from the edge of the deadline, and you can always tell when you're drawing close to the PI building because of the constant clacking of typewriter keys and the low thrum of the printing presses. Not to mention the perpetual cloud of tobacco smoke from the compulsive chain smoking of the PI's string of busy editors. The building is 3 floors, and honestly seems to be busy pretty much day or night. Probably because the news never sleeps. What are y'all gonna do?
Now tell me Brian did not want us to go to the newspaper.
What? I just did all of that off the dome, Aaron.
Yes, hello. Do you by any chance have a copy of the Enquirer that I might peruse?
What are you inquiring about, sir?
Never mind.
Owned.
I'm done talking now. Talk to the nerds.
Let's just put Dr. Jensen right in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
What am I here again for?
Classic Dr. Jensen.
All right, so the good news for the team is no roll is necessary to get access to the PI. People are constantly coming in and out of the building. Folks are talking to reporters, talking to editors, so it's very easy just to kind of get in and start chatting with people. However, access to their records, particularly old stories or clippings, is gonna be a little bit trickier. I'm assuming you all kind of ask around a little bit, trying to find, like, hey, can I take a look at the archive? Who would I talk to about this? And you are directed several times to a particular editor named Artie Wilmot. You very quickly pick up on the fact no one is thrilled to be talking to Artie Wilmot.
Oh boy.
He is a fairly stuffy-looking person. His hair has mostly receded like the tide and is now combed over right on the top. There are about a half dozen cigarette butts in an ashtray on his desk. And he has a 5 o'clock shadow that doesn't quite look like it's past 4:30.
What are the chances that I have encountered this person in the sporting house? Because that sounds like a person who would be seeking companionship in a sporting house.
Ooh, counterpoint. This does not sound like a person who can get into the sporting house. Remember, sporting house is for that, like, fancy lads. And ladies.
I mean, he's the editor.
He's an editor. He is not the editor-in-chief. We are looking at somebody who is, in their mind, a very big fish, but in fact is located in a very small pond. So, as you guys are directed over to Artie, he looks over the lot of you. What is it? What are you here for?
We were hoping to access your records about a certain area in Capitol Hill for research purposes.
Very, very important research. Definitely need to make sure that we get a chance to take a peek at that.
Important research?
Very critical. You wouldn't want to stand in the way of progress now, would you? No, of course not.
He kind of puffs up a little bit, but you seem to have piqued his interest at least. Would one of you like to give me a manipulation test?
Do it, Dr. J. You know what? That joke just never gets old.
Can I give Julian advantage?
I was about to say, whoever makes the roll can take a +1 bonus. Because you've definitely got a helping die on it.
I mean, I'll do it.
Thanks.
Begrudgingly.
Yeah, that's fine. That is 2 success on 11 dice.
Okay. You start spinning a tale to Artie about the importance of this research project that you're all doing. And Sofie, Dr. Jensen, you just watch the maestro at work. Within a couple of quick minutes, Artie is all but eating out of Julian's hand. He's asking if it might be, if you'd be considering the possibility of adding a byline that he maybe helped a little bit. But this guy who has a bully of a reputation is just completely won over. He could not ask for more. He gets you the keys, he tells you to take how long you need, let him know if he can run and get some, coffee for you guys. He's here for you.
Jesus.
Sofie, how the fuck does he do this?
I don't know. Is he part Vossen, do you think? Maybe just a little bit.
That might explain his absurd wealth that go along with it.
I need to look into this.
As Brian, you mentioned, I've practically got him eating out of my hand. In fact, the way that Sofie did help was to lend me a piece of cheese, and he is, in fact, eating out of my hands.
So he's given the keys to Sofie and Dr. Jensen, and Julian's like, all right, now try a bite of this one. It's so
Oh my God.
And the two of you are free to head down into the archives. I'm sure you're going to come back and see Julian, sitting on the edge of his desk with his legs crossed, being like, so tell me more about how typewriters work.
You beat me to it, you fucker!
Sofie might have to go look on her own. Lucius is just how the hell is this even happening?
Lucius got enthralled on accident.
Lucius got in the area of effect.
Yeah.
Be like, now I want to eat that cheese out of his hand. What is happening to my brain?
They're both trying to leave, and Sofie hears Dr. J be like, wait, I haven't had that cheese yet, Julian. Can I try it? I'm like, shit.
No, you would just hear, how good? It's just stupid. How could it be that? What? Is it really that good?
Maybe it is that good.
All right, Bill, I will leave it to you whether Dr. Jensen is similarly enthralled with Julian or if he goes to assist in the archives.
No, he'll eventually follow after. He's still just
muttering as he heads down the stairs, being like, it just doesn't make sense.
This is to him true black magic. He does not understand how that it just does this. And with that, the fiddle didn't even have to come out. What the hell? No, he actually might be part Vossen.
Does he have latent side effects from carrying the fiddle? Maybe
he might be even just asking Sofie, what are there Vossen that are just naturally charismatic that pull
of course.
you in? What?
I love the idea of Dr. Jensen walks in and just what the fuck is a charisma?
Dr. Jensen, you have your own method of bedside manner, and I have my own version of...
It's called fix it. What? I don't know what you're doing. I fix things. How are you? What is this?
Let's just say Julian's been on many of a bedside in a certain manner.
Mm-hmm.
Hey-o.
Yep.
All right, so the records room is located on kind of a subfloor. So it's down below the ground floor of the PI building and contains filing cabinets of all of these stories and articles, some of them published, some of them not. Can I get an investigation test from one of you?
I think that's you. I think you have slightly higher, Sofie.
Dear listener, you couldn't see that, but on my screen, I literally watched Bill turn to Aaron, who is in another room, and be like, that's you. I think he was just looking at his character sheet on a monitor, but it was perfect with the layout of just that's not me.
We're going that way.
Okay, so I've got 10 dice, and then I get one more from I almost just said Dr. Bill.
From Dr. Bill, yes.
From Dr. Bill. Ooh. That was not great. 1 success on 11 dice.
Okay. You know what's coming next. Do you want to push that roll?
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, I'll fucking do it.
All right. Take away that one success and reroll the rest.
Jingle, jangle. Oh, that's much better. 1, 2, 3, 4 more successes on the other 10 dice.
So 5 total.
Yes.
Aaron, when I wrote out a total number of results and listed it up to 4 successes, I was like, this feels excessive. So way to blow that out of the water.
Sorry!
This is why I turned to her and said she got this.
You know what? Correct. And again, I already know the answer to this. What condition are you taking from having pushed this roll?
You know what? Maybe I'll switch it up a little bit. No. It's obviously angry. The reason is because the other ones are just like too... I don't know. We need to add some flavors.
This archive is very ill-kept and disorganized. There is no logic nor reason,
Yes.
and Sofie is just livid by the lack of a central filing and organization.
How can you organize them? These are organized by author, and these appear... Are these by color? Good God.
All right. Brace yourselves, because you just picked up a lot of information.
Oh boy.
So, and I will share all of this in the Discord so that you don't need to feel like you need to write it down,
Okay.
because there's going to be a lot. Now, the first major thing you find is a currently unpublished story about the Corbett House that was being written this year. For the last 10 years, there have been stories of families moving into this house and then leaving shortly afterward, including a French family in 1878, where a series of accidents left the parents dead and the children permanently disabled.
Jesus.
A family who all died of illness in 1882. In 1885, where an eldest brother went mad and killed himself. And a family who had just 2 months ago moved out of the house due to mysterious circumstances. Now, it takes quite a bit of searching, but Sofie is actually able to locate the origin of the house. Due to some records, it was built in 1861, when a prosperous merchant named Augustus Peterson built the house on Broadway Hill. However, very shortly afterwards, he fell ill and sold it, apparently, to Walter Corbett. Now, very shortly after that, a lawsuit was brought forward to Henry Yesler on behalf of Corbett's neighbors to leave the area due to, quote, "serious habits and inauspicious demeanor." Now, Corbett won that lawsuit, but passed away in 1866. Based on the limited obituary, he still lived at that same house. A second lawsuit was logged with the city in regard to some form of unusual burial practice for Corbett, but no outcome for the lawsuit is listed. There are several notes attached to the story that there are no records at City Hall of the deed ever officially changing hands to Corbett. So however he acquired this house, it might not have been fully legal. Now, his posthumous legal case was fought by and paid for by the executor of his will, a priest calling himself Reverend Michael Thomas, of the Chapel of Contemplation and the Lord Above and Unseen.
That doesn't sound like a cult at all.
Nah, not even a little bit. You, through some cross-referencing, find notes that the church closed in 1880. And you managed to locate the address as well, up in the University District. In an unpublished story, you learned that the Chapel of Contemplation was raided by a torch-wielding mob on August 21st of 1880. There were apparently several local reports of the church being involved in the disappearances of local children.
Ooh, wow.
During the raid, 3 members of the mob were killed, and 17 church members were injured or brought into local custody. Afterwards, no charges were pressed on any members of the mob or the church. Written at the top of that story in red ink are the words, "Bury this."
Oh.
There is no editor and no author assigned to that news story.
I assume it's typed.
Mm-hmm.
So we can't really, compare the handwriting to see
Nope.
which writer might have done it.
Well, you might be able to see who the editor was that, well, I'm assuming it's the current editor, but that wrote down the bury it.
But
They have multiple editors working on different stories and different things here at the PI, so you can't be 100% sure.
so I think the best we can do is probably to ask Julian's new best friend and see if he can give us any insight on this, although I suspect even if he could, he might not.
I mean, the alternative we could present is if he gives us the information, then we can take care of this so that he doesn't have to keep track of or bury this anymore. I don't know.
Now, do the pair of you bring the story up to Artie to ask him about the spot where it says "bury this"?
I mean, we have to find out more information unless we...
Yeah. Maybe we shouldn't specifically show him the bury this part, so it doesn't look like we are
Digging where you
looking
shouldn't.
too closely. Yeah, digging where we shouldn't.
He gave us the key. He let us go down there. He said, go take a look, see whatever we can find.
Yeah.
Can't be surprised if we stumbled upon something. And it would only be natural of us to be like, well, hey, we found this in a box while we were looking for something. What does this mean? And we can kind of gauge it from there. And if he fails his observation check, we get to know something about him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, we don't have much to go on, and I just don't think not asking him. I mean, I don't know where else that leads us.
Yeah, that's fine.
And Julian literally has him eating out of the palm of his hand. Somehow.
I mean, for the tips of his fingers right now, but yeah, still pretty good.
That's the same ballpark, GM.
So as you come up and find us, I am in fact seated on the edge of his desk. You can see that I have been straightening his collar. His tie is now centered. I have done his hair. It is much neater and more presentable. And I have even taken some makeup and the bags under his eyes. He's actually looking much better now. And we're discussing how he can kind of turn his life around, because I know the newspaper is important, but so is love.
You gotta have work-life balance.
Well, that's one way to burn through a disguise kit.
I have not used the disguise kit.
That's just Julian's all-purpose makeup.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, Artie is listening at rapt attention and is like, you're so right. You're so right.
I mean, look at you. If you roll up those sleeves, you've got great forearms.
Lucius will elbow Sofie and be like, see what I mean?
You're right. I'm gonna do some research when we get back. So yeah, we will I will try to interject, not interrupt them, but just slide into his DMs while there's a pause. And just put this, I won't put the bury this on top. I'll just, have that in the stack and just sort of go through them, and we did find some material on the area that we're looking for, some great information, but we just wondered if if you're familiar with this. It's kind of hard to tell from these documents who the writer was, so I just wondered if you could tell us.
Well, I'm mostly just in charge of the actual some of the editorial work, and also managing the archives.
Of course.
The archive editor, as it were. So, very important job to, make sure I'm keeping track of stories, their placement, the organizational system down there. And Sofie just feels a twinge in her head, like, oh,
yeah,
this mother...
Sophie's eyes
this is the motherfucker.
Like...
It wasn't the worst organizational system you've ever seen, but it could certainly be improved. But we pulled the different stories from different writers, different departments. We've got different people who come to town and different people who head out. So we've got a few different managing authors and editors. Was there some particular story you were wondering about?
I'll pretend to look through so that I don't go straight to... Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to be a little casual about this part.
But you eventually get to that one.
Yeah, and I'll be like, oh, I think it was this one.
And he looks at that and is like, oh. Well, this is awkward. This probably shouldn't have been shelved down there. Obviously, it's not my handwriting on there. But that's probably the editor-in-chief.
Oh, I see. Oh, and the bury this doesn't mean to put it in the archive.
No, it means... He kind of looks around, making sure nobody's listening too closely. It means drop the story.
Oh.
It doesn't mean bury the story in the archive. It means lose this thing.
Oh, how interesting. Okay. Well, maybe we'll just skip over that one then. We've got other, there's a lot of other documents.
That might be a good idea.
By the way, Sofie has already written down literally all of this in her journal, which is in her pocket, so...
It's all in her notebook, yeah.
I don't need these at all.
Yeah, he takes that one out, folds the typed pages up a couple of times, and tucks it into his jacket pocket.
Oh, well, thank you for your help. And yes, I think we've got quite enough to go on here, and we will be sure to give credit where credit is due.
Thank you. And if there's anything you need, you can come by anytime. All right, now I got to get back to work. And he kind of shoos Julian off of his desk.
I linger a moment longer, give him a little wink. Take care of yourself.
All right. Get out of here.
You don't mean that.
So as soon as we get out, I will go to my notebook and bring Julian up to speed. And I don't think we want to try to go to the editor-in-chief just about this. Like, I think that we have all the information. Like,
I mean, I don't know. That depends. Julian, how much charm do you think you can still pour out?
I just give you a look and don't even grace you with a response.
Lucius will turn back to Sofie. I mean, like, literally out of his hand. I mean...
Please, feel free.
Now, are you going to try and get in and try and schmooze with the editor-in-chief?
If that's what you need, I am here for you.
I am thinking about this less of that the editor-in-chief might know something. I feel like he'd probably be probably reluctant to try to bury this, but I'd be curious to see if we could find out maybe something about the writer and talk to them. But I don't know if we should go through the editor-in-chief or if there's another way to find that out. Or if we just want to go and investigate the house, I guess.
Whatever you guys want to do. I'm fine with whichever.
Well, let me go talk to the editor. If nothing else, maybe I can at least find out who did write it. We don't want to press the editor too much.
Now, can I get a vigilance test from everybody?
Oh, boy.
Hope you guys are better at that than I am. That's a frickin' logic skill.
In theory, I should be good at these.
3 success on 4 dice.
Oh, nice.
Boom.
Oh, wow. I got 3 successes on 6 dice.
Dang.
Booyah.
Okay, here comes it coming back to Earth.
He's counting up all the successes, folks.
Mm-hmm.
No, I am not. That is 1 success on 9 dice, though.
Hey.
Well, I got good news. That's still enough. As the group of you are kind of chatting, talking about what to do, you spot someone. There's a young man kind of rushing through the crowd down the street, moving between people, trying to budge past, and he is focused directly on you 3. Pardon me, excuse me. I'm looking for the people from the library. That's you, right?
I'll handle this. This happens all the time. Yes, hi, I'm Julian Benavides. You've probably heard of me. How can I help you?
I'm Dr. Jensen and Sofie Inge's daughter?
Oh, yeah, they're here too.
Okay, great. I've got a message for you.
And? Spit it out.
From whom?
We'll find out what that is next time.
For real? Ah.
Mm-hmm. All right, thank you all so much, and I can't wait to reveal our secret message.
You would.
Bye, everybody! Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Spirits and Monsters of Old Seattle. Our theme song is Myths and Legends by Robert Bruckmeyer and is playing right now. Our episode music is from the incredible Andreas Lundstrom's RPG soundtracks, and you can hear more of his work on the Sweden Rolls podcast. Our editor is Hannah Cheney. If you've enjoyed the show, it would mean the world to all of us if you could share it with a friend. Or an acquaintance, a stranger, even an enemy. We're not super picky. However, it is the single best way to help us get new listeners and continue to grow. If you've really enjoyed the show and you want to let the world know just how much, we're launching a storefront where you can buy some cool gear and a Patreon. You'll find the links in our show notes. We'll be looking forward to sharing more stories of the Vossen in the Pacific Northwest. But until then, remember the motto of the library. Fear gives way to knowledge. Knowledge gives way to wisdom. And wisdom gives way to the truth. Until next time.